What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another The Wrestling Babble podcast by Wrestling. I'm Mark the Mike, and joined by my tag partner, Louis Beans.
What is up? What is up?
Like always, we have tons of wrestling to cover. We have the weekend wrestling, we have Royal Rumble to cover, but first we have our wrestling retrospect, and you picked last week Magnum TA.
Yep, I want to see where's everybody was talking about modern wrestlers having uh influences that reminded them of this person.
Yes,
So I checked his matches just to get a feel for how he moved or if he had anything particular happen in those. And one of them was actually extremely like different for the time, I
yeah,
guess. But we'll get there. The first one I picked because if I see you versus this guy, I am going to pick the match. And this one is Kamala with General Scandor Akbar versus Magnum TA.
nice.
This match is completely different from what you expect from Kamala. Let's see what the federation is. Because again, this is so old it doesn't have the dates here. It's called the YouTube channel is called Chesney's CHESNA's footage room. I believe this is says with a question mark on it, circa 1987. So I can't. They don't have the date. But this one, why I say it's different is because it's before he was considered as like a comedy character
Yeah,
and still considered as like a not I don't say mythological, but he's kind of like an oddity from Uganda, right? That's
yeah,
how they treated him. Um, this was still a time period where it was not necessarily comical, but it did make you laugh when he pinned somebody the wrong way. Um, but he was extremely violent.
yes.
So in his early showings, there was again I don't know the venue, right? But this match is taking place in a full football stadium.
Nice.
Like I'm not sure if it's one of the ones where they participated in NFL games, but when I tell you that there were a lot of people watching this match, it's it's ridiculous how in the world the area around the stadium, which is I mean around the ring, which is flat because there's no stadium seating, and they're in the field,
Yes.
right? That's full of people. Not to the brim. You can still see the grass, but when I tell you that there's so many people that it's almost taking up the entire stadium, it's like wow, dude. I don't know what the count is, but man, wrestling must have been popular.
Yes. Wrestling was very big.
And this is NWA because you can see the ring skirt.
Yes.
Uh, but man, I will say TA. That's one of the things you hear about him is that he was they say over,
Yes.
and yeah, just today like if any of the biggest stars today came out, the way the crowd reacts is just like that for this guy.
Nice.
So
Yeah, he was a big baby face.
gotcha.
Big
Here he
whippy,
got
big bomb.
mauled. He got mauled. He still won the match, but Kamala mauled him. It was not creepy, but it was like I would understand being afraid if
Yeah.
I was a kid and I saw that. Oh yeah,
Yeah. Kamala was a creepy looking dude too.
he was a beast.
Yes. And big.
But back then, he knocked he caught you with those very generic, very textbook chops.
Yes.
But he was busting you open, man. It's crazy.
So one thing I learned from him from my first match is that he did a lot of cage matches.
Okay, okay, okay.
So one of my first matches is, and I know he was probably most popular with the United States Championship. I think he's what made it popular in NWA. I think he was one of the the longest holders, and he also had the most reigns. So Magnum TA versus Wahoo McDaniels.
Okay.
Yes, Wahoo. This is for the United States Championship. This is March 30th, 1985. This also has a very, very young Tony Schiavone, which he looks a lot older than he looks now. But he has a full mustache. He looks like a game show host. This was also old school NWA cage match, which was always a lot of blood and a lot of strikes, a lot of blood, and the crowd are so behind Magnum TA, as in he's the super babyface. His babyface run kind of reminded me of DDP when he started getting that People's Champion run. I think that's
Okay.
what it reminded me of. And he has that look, and he's also that underdog in most of his matches, and then the crowd gets to be hyped behind him and shit like that. So I really dug it. A lot of striking more than anything. Like there's not a lot. Like when they do cage matches, and you notice everyone go like nowadays everyone goes to the top, backflips and things like that. When basically most cage matches were just punching and kicking and putting their face against the cage until they
Yeah, it
fall,
was a beatdown.
and that's pretty much what it was. But it was a really good match, and I think he wins one of his. I think this was his first United States Championship here.
Okay. Gotcha. The second match I have, it is King Kong Bundy versus Magnum TA. This says 10/22/83, and it is in Mid South Wrestling. It is on the Prime Time Wrestling YouTube channel if you like to check the match out. Um, this one is a bit on the shorter side, but again, I see a familiar name, and I honestly, I have not seen very many King Kong Bundy matches.
Yeah,
Also, I have not seen him, I believe, outside of WWF, I guess,
yeah,
right? So there's a lot of, I just want to see what's up. And he's very young here. Like, he almost looks like a different guy being King Kong Bundy, which I think is funny. Um, but he still has the textbook shape, but he looks more like a, a scary individual. He looks like if the Kingpin was a wrestler, and at
yes,
this point, less of like just a big kind of uh, because he almost looked doughy. You know what I mean? The
yeah,
way he looks has a soft face. I guess because he didn't have the hot dogs on the back of his neck. He just had the big, solid, almost. He almost reminds me of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
yeah,
If he was a wrestler. And that's the impression I got. But again, watching these old matches, anything but. He was very violent. I guess here he's the bad guy. No blood, but it's pretty much a one-sided match, and I give a lot of credit to whoever the commentator is because for this match it almost felt like narration.
yeah,
The way they had it down, why you do what to who, why this doesn't work on Bundy, what exactly Magnum TA is trying to do, and again, as a person just being like, what can he do? And then they're going into different methods of like, you can do that, you can try this, but you know, Bundy's so and so, he's 420 pounds, and I was like, is that an inside joke? Um, but just a lot of, I guess it's cool, but it's how they frame the wrestlers, and it's like Bundy's a problem you have to solve. So I was like, okay, okay, I like that. And the end of the match, which was a beatdown, like I said, Magnum TA catches him, and this is like realistic stuff that today it just wouldn't fly because everybody's used to fantastical things,
yeah,
except the schoolboy. But he beats him with a drop kick to the back of the head when he wasn't looking. So he drop kicks him. He in the back of the head. He goes into the turnbuckle. And then he catches him with, I guess, just a quick pin, right?
yeah,
And then so he again, you know, there's a veteran thing, or at least in the business where you don't just when you're pinning somebody much bigger than you, it does look like they got caught when they kick out immediately after you win, right?
Yeah.
So like that's the thing. They don't just lay there, and so that happens. Bundy is just upset. He thinks he won the match. Was he like a caveman type of deal? Was he like a not smart guy like his character?
Yeah, he was a little kind of dumb,
Like
very
he's like a
slow
henchman
minded and
type of
shit.
dumb,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, when he hears the bell, he's so confused that he thought he still won.
yeah.
I thought that was funny. So there you
My next one is also with a WWE legend, Ted DiBiase. This is before I guess he made $1 million, and he didn't have the $1 million yet.
go.
He looked broke and he had no beard. Um, this is also versus Magnum TA. This is for the North American Championship, and this was part of the NWA Mid South. Um, again, this was 1984, July '06. Um, I have not watched a lot of old Ted DiBiase matches. So I actually really appreciate the show. This show, this like the skill he had, because he was actually, I think, a very underrated wrestler, and I think he had a very good gimmick. But the gimmick, like people just saw the gimmick and not the wrestling he was doing. And I think this was a good storytelling match. Also, the crowd again 100% into the matches, and that's something I give credit to. Like the people are invested in Magnum TA, and I guess it was like most of his career. Like that crowd was so behind him. So very good back and forth. Ted DiBiase is a very he's actually very technical and also very like he focuses on body parts. So he goes for the face, he goes for the neck, and he goes for the right arm. He makes him bleed and keeps going for that head part where he's bleeding. And they go at it. Match almost gets DQ'd a couple times because there was some foul play, but then Magnum TA picks it up and takes the win, and he wins the North American Championship off of this one. So this was not the U.S. title. This was the North American title.
Oh, okay.
It
All
was a
right.
different title. I think this was a different part of NWA because NWA had different sections. You had the
Mm-hmm.
NWA Mid South, and then you had the other regions and shit. Or this was Mid South. No, this was Mid South. My bad. So North American Championship of Mid South. There you go. And he knocked him over the turnbuckle. That was also a hilarious thing. They like ripped the turnbuckle off and beat him with
Oh, damn. Okay.
it.
Okay.
Like the whole metal piece and all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, that's my second match. Your last one?
Okay. I don't have the names of their. Oh,
Scott Steiner.
no, I don't have.
Scott Steiner don't. He's like, where? I don't like Magnum TA.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Hold on.
There you
But I don't have the names of the tag team that they were because obviously this was a storyline thing.
go. Okay.
But this match is says, uh, and this is that weird numeration, putting a date. I guess it's the year, month, and date, or
Yeah.
is it year? So it's 1986 503. Make of that what you will.
Okay.
Midnight Express versus Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA is the match. But the story is not just
Americans
uh,
team. That's what they're called.
America's team.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's the first name because do you have a picture of it? Because they were masked wrestlers.
Oh, okay. So they probably weren't. So let me.
So that's probably like before. It's a part of the story. Now I say that because Cornette is the manager and he's talking a lot of trash about these guys who got the opportunity and that there's no way that they're going to win. And then when he sees them, he loses his mind because these guys come out with masks on and just regular jeans and t-shirt One of them has cowboy boots. You know who that is,
Yeah.
and also by the way he's shaped. And the other guy, you could kind of see his hair, so you could tell that for the storyline purposes, that is Dusty and Magnum TA.
Yes.
And so they have the match, but they don't unmask. So they wrestle the whole match with these like the old school
Midnight
luchador
Riders.
wrestlers. Midnight Riders was their names. Okay,
Yes.
they are. They look like, and I guess there's another wrestler that was in there. There's a guy named Mr. Wrestling
Yes. There was like
that has
three of
like,
them.
okay, that has like the generic face, like
Yeah.
generic mask, and that's kind of the look they have, but with t-shirts and jeans. And so they end up whooping the tag team champs' asses in the end. And you see Cornette just going out of his mind, and then he gets chased because there's a I don't know who she's with. I assume Dusty,
Yeah.
but there's a lady named Baby Doll.
Okay.
Could be wrong, but she had the bull rope, so I signify that with Dusty, right? And she chases his ass off the set. Like all this looks hilarious. Like she comes out, it looks like a wedding dress she has on. I'm like, what the hell? But she's just all dolled up. Like, I guess hence the name Baby Doll. And then has that chases him off while he's ranting and raving. And then his team got beat by these guys. He's like, who the hell? So the Midnight Express themselves are bewildered,
Yeah.
and the crowd is just going ape shit
Nice.
because it's Dusty and Magnum TA. So it is what it is. But it's I thought it was interesting because that's not that's like that level's not really done the same type of way where because usually they'll use an established character. Somebody will use the two gold lucha guys, the conquistadors, or
Conquistadors. Yeah.
there's usually like a set of wrestlers today. Whenever somebody wants to pull the we're wearing masks type of deal, it's like there's a named thing and then you have to guess from there. But here they just put on street clothes and put on masks, and it's like, huh. Aside from Dusty, you probably couldn't tell who the hell Magnum TA was. He's just like a dude, you know what I mean?
And she saw like the
So
mullet.
yeah, I mean he
Yeah.
did
He
have
had
he had
a interesting
he had the
mullet.
golden mullet. He had the golden mullet. But I'm just saying, it's interesting to see it.
Yeah.
But I love how angry it made Cornette, and that's what made my day,
Yes.
because it made the commentary even better. So
Nice.
you should definitely check this one out because it's got the seriousness, but it's also got that wrestling ridiculousness, and then the crowd is super invested. So it's good.
Nice.
It's good.
All right. My last one is I guess I'm just gonna take one because it's a legendary bout. They had some really great ones. The saddest thing though, he never won the NWA championship off of Flair, but they had a long history and rivalry and probably one of his best ones. It's Ric Flair versus Magnum TA. This was 1985, June 28th, 1985. This was for the NWA World Championship. This was built for like almost half the year. He was running with the U.S. title for the most time, and then they finally fought. When they fought, this was a hell of a match. It ran almost about 60, no, it went about 30, 32 minutes, and it's the best Ric Flair. So like you get the best, or you know exactly what you get. When you get a Ric Flair fight, you get a Ric Flair fight. You get the high backdrops, you get the flip on the turnbuckle, you get the face fall, you get all those unique stuff and like that. And then with the speed of Magnum TA and like his style, because he had like a he had a mix of power, but he had the strength, he had the speed, and also like a decent drop kick. So basically, you see a lot of those maneuvers, and almost taking the match, but there were shenanigans for the pin, and Ric Flair finds a way to win, and he keeps his NWA championship. That's the one belt that I think eluded him. I don't think he ever won the NWA championship, and everyone wanted him to win it.
Gotcha.
It was the one belt that eluded him. So that's my last one, and that's the wrestling retrospect. That was actually a pretty good one. I never really like did a deep dive on him. I've watched some matches and I know his story. I listened. I just watched the Dark Side of the Ring. If you never seen that, check out his story. He actually has a really interesting story. A kind of messed up story, but a really interesting one. Um, but definitely check it out. It's also Tessa Blanchard's stepfather, and he had a big hand in raising her as well. Big hand in training her as well.
I was to say, I don't know. Raising her is the right thing. He should be taking credit for
Yeah.
the
um,
trouble she got in.
Training her. There you
Okay.
go. The weekend wrestling, we could probably highlight some stuff if you want. If I don't remember much of Monday Night Raw last week because I watched this week's, but we could go mainly to Royal Rumble and chat that if you want, or if you
Yeah.
have some things you
Might
want to
as
talk
well.
about. All right.
Might as well. It's a lot of
Um,
wrestling.
I will shout out TNA. Amazing matches. Okada, 6-man tag was really good. Naomi and Jordan Grace was really good,
Yeah, that was a good match.
and a Ziggler and Nemeth. I don't know. He's gonna stay Ziggler to me until he has. I don't like his last Nemeth.
Shout outs to TNA for putting that women's rematch
Yes.
on the YouTube. That's how
Yes.
I watched it.
Yeah.
So I got some good. It's good. It's
It
very
was
good.
really good. It was almost on par with the pay per view match. I think the pay per view match was slightly better just because it had more time. Um, Not to say that this match didn't have time. It was just more that they had like more time to focus on that match, and it was slightly better. And but that's not saying much. Yeah, two hell of a matches within a week, so you can't go for that. And also Ziggler making his wrestling debut in TNA on TV, televised match, and it was great
Mhm.
against Wentz, so it was really good to see. Um, Other than that,
SmackDown had a great match too.
yeah,
The Kabuki Warriors won the tag team championships,
yes, they got the
and they
tag
had time.
titles. Yes, they did.
So shout outs to the Kabuki Warriors.
And I thought
Good to
WWE
see
did it.
Katana and Carter actually get some time to shine.
Yes,
Hopefully, maybe they'll make it back someday. But for now, we going to Kabuki Town. So there you
yes.
go.
I give credit. I thought the both shows were good go homes to Royal Rumble and kind of gave you everything you needed to figure what the Royal Rumble's gonna be. And I was sad there was no women's title defense. I was sad there was no, but I felt like the card was just right. I think it ran enough. I think everything had time. I think everything ran pretty smooth. So beyond that, I wish there was a women's championship match somewhere. But that would be the only thing I'll say. My gripe with Royal Rumble.
I think it was the perfect length. I don't. I don't think you could have squeezed anything else in there because I think they wanted to keep the energy
Yeah,
for each match, and if you put too many in between or after, you were gonna kill it. So I think they learned something
yeah,
about how to keep it still hype.
yeah. No, I give it credit. Like it was like good. It was a good. It was a really good pay per view. Nonetheless, so Monday Night, Royal Rumble. We give her review. We kick off with the women's Royal Rumble.
So what were your thoughts on the Rumble? I thought it was good. So it was uh, a perfect way to introduce a lot of people like Jade.
Yeah.
Great. I think she had an amazing showing. I think it was a great way to have Naomi come back
Yes.
as number two, right?
Her and her husband, both number two.
I like that. I didn't notice that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but her, I like it for them just putting her in early.
Yeah.
Jim Uso is kind of like I get the storyline of why he was that early.
Yeah.
So um, I think Jordan had a good bit representing TNA,
Yes.
getting her face out there so you can see who the champion is. I like that. Thank you, Mickey, for opening that door.
Yeah.
Just
The
saying.
second time TNA Championship was showed on WWE.
I hope it's something that goes forward because I I still say there are a few exceptions here and there, and that's mainly WWE. But I would always, this is what we said last year, that they earned that spot as kind of being the number one women's division. I thought
Yeah.
I would put them up there with anybody. So
Yeah. I will put them. I will put them against anyone, and I think they could hold their own.
So I hope they keep that type of connection and relationship. Would have been. I'm just saying it would have been cool to see Moose, even if he wasn't in the match. It's just been cool to see Moose. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In the men's. Um, but like I don't think it could have went off better. Like this, that Rumble, everybody's interactions were on point, man. They was just running on a different like wavelength, dude. They were
Yeah.
all everybody played their part. I like that Natty got the recognition at number one, right? There's just so many little things if you start poking into it. It's like, damn, they did that, they did this.
Yeah.
They had Bianca and Jade, and it was like the Spider Man me.
Yep.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, I love that Liv came back at number 30. Yeah. Here's my one gripe. Kind of sad, no Mercedes. Because,
Um.
and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why. Not anything about like contracts and stuff. I'm just saying the reason why was kind of sad because Trinity/Naomi came back.
Yeah.
That's why. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I could see that being
They
like
both left together. I thought they both would have came back together. That's it.
yeah. Um. Yeah.
I give it. I score wise, I give it a five.
give it
I
a five.
think it was just how smooth it was. Everything was damn near flawless.
Yeah.
Who didn't get time to shine? Come on.
I think they this
Rev-
was probably one of their
Maxine
best
hit the
ones.
reverse worm, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that? Yeah, bruh.
I think this was probably one of the best Royal Rumbles they have had since it started. I think the surprises nailed it. I think Naomi coming back was a big thing. Jordan Grace, that I 100% pot for that because I did not expect that whatsoever. So seeing her come out, I was like, that's fucking cool. And Jade did it good. I feel like they showcased her and she looked great. I hope. Well, one, I think she's gonna probably be on the SmackDown brand. I think Naomi as well. I think that's the reason why we didn't see them on Raw. I think they're gonna be on SmackDown.
Well,
Um,
she's got a decision to make now. She's either gonna go after someone of her rivals,
yes.
right? Which could be either show. Because I say that because she had to stare down with Naya. That's
Yeah.
Raw. She had to stare down with Bianca. That's SmackDown.
Yeah.
But if you want to get technical, Liv is the one who eliminated her,
Yeah.
and then she's on Raw, right? Is
Yeah.
Liv? Well, let me ask. Have they stated which show she's on? She's on Raw, right?
Liv is on Raw.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, so she has a choice to make. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, I did like Tiffany part of everything too. I thought she
yeah.
did a
That's what I'm
great
saying.
job. I think the
Look
right
good,
people were in this Royal Rumble. I think everyone
and they
did the
didn't
right amount.
forget things.
Yeah.
They remembered that her and Becky had a thing.
And I shout out Becky Lynch's sad face when she lost and she's eating
Boo
chocolate
boo
with Kevin
face.
Owens.
Yeah,
That shit was hilarious.
yes, the boo boo face.
he took her he took her chocolate.
And then also I will say shout outs to the two MVPs. I feel our truth for the entire
yes.
show, but Chelsea Green. Come
Chelsea
on,
Green was great.
she was great for the whole thing. That's what happens if you give her time in it
Yeah.
instead of her as a joke.
Yeah.
Let her be her character. There you
Yeah.
go.
And our truth's entrance after Valhalla was hilarious.
And Valhalla, yeah, Valhalla losing her mind when she got thrown out the half time. And Michael Cole like going crazy about her antlers.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things when you pay attention to the commentary, when you pay attention to the details in the ring, when you pay attention to the entrances. Like that's what I'm saying. It has something for pretty much everybody who's a fan of that type of match.
Yeah.
So
So so I'll just run down the contestants and the winner was Bailey. We had one was Natty, two was Naomi, three was Bailey, four was Candice LeRae, five was Jordan Grace, six was Indy Hartwell, seven was Oscar, eight was Avery Nile, nine was Katana Chance. Bianca came in at 10, Kari Sanders 11, Tegan Knox was 12, Kaden Carter was 13, Chelsea Green 14, Parker was 15, Zai Lee 16. That's the one I completely forgot that she even came in the ring or not. 17 was Lena Vega, 18 was Maxine Debris, 19 was Nia Jax, had a really strong showing. Uh, 20 was Shanti, 21 was Becky, 22 was Elbow Fire, and 23 was Shayna Baszler. 24 was Valhalla. 25 was Min Chen. 26 was Zoe Stark. 27 was Roxanne Perez. We did actually call Roxanne and
I
Tiffany
love
in the
that.
Royal Rumble.
I love that.
28 was Jay Cargill. 29 was Tiffany Stratton. And number 30 was the Christina Aguilera looking Liv Morgan.
The brown shorts.
Yeah, the I think strip video. I think it was. That was her second like singer that she did too, because she did the Britney Spears before
This
the
is
red
true.
suit. Yeah,
This is true.
Bailey wins the Royal Rumble, and I was actually very happy for her. I kind of like everyone asked who it was, and I thought Bailey was 100% was gonna win. I think she's the only four horse lady that has not won it. So there you go. Now all four horse ladies have won the Royal Rumble,
Mm-hmm. This is true.
and we don't know who's going after because Nia Jax kind of made a statement.
Did you have a score for the match or no?
I'm gonna go 4.75. I think it was great. I think everything played its part, and I just I call five. 5 100%. Like I think beyond everything, I thought it was just a very smooth Royal Rumble. I thought everyone did their part. I thought everything looked good, and then just the surprises for me anyway, as a wrestling fan, as us as a wrestling fan throughout all the companies that we watch. Seeing Jordan Grace there was a big deal, and I really hope that there's a working relationship with TNA and WWE.
Same.
Match number two. So this is why I said, like I was telling you, the card seemed weird just because the second match was the undisputed championship, and then that followed the U.S. title followed this. That's where it was just kind of weird. I didn't like it. Doesn't really bother me because as long as you give me a good match, you give me a good match. I don't care what part is it on. I don't complain about that. But it's just how everything was put. But Royal Rumble being last was great. The men's Royal Rumble anyway. So the next match is the undisputed Universal Championship match. We have Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles.
I think this one for me is right off the top. I'm giving it a five. I think this might have been one of the smoothest and just like I said to you, flawless four-way matches I have ever seen for extremely high caliber wrestlers. And it's just like, damn, man, Randy was fiending to get back, and you could just he was itching. He's like, I got this for you. I got this for you. I got a little something in the bag for this guy. And you know what? I for that match, I think he was my MVP
Nice.
because he was on fire. And the way he pulled AJ off, and then Roman tried to catch him slipping with the spear, and he caught him midair, and it looked like a counter from Tekken. Like it
Yeah.
was so sick. Like
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
just saying, like he was on it, the back and forth with him and LA Knight with the backdrops and the slamming on the head. It just like it was just good to see him back, dude. It really was. Like, and I think even though you can get upset at Solo,
Yeah.
I would say it's just a part of Roman Reigns at this point. Somebody's gonna help him.
Yeah.
So that you just gotta expect to win. But I think it was perfect timing. I think it was done well. I think the call back to the body stacking and then it getting flipped on Roman the way it did.
Yeah.
And again, the reason I say everybody hit their mark was is just there was no lulls in anything. From one man to the next man to the next man, everything was just going bam, bam, bam. And it was like you didn't have a chance to get bored.
Yeah.
Like, even when it was just LA Knight and Roman in the ring, I think that was like the longest there were two people fighting.
Yeah.
It was just Roman methodically whooping his ass, and it just looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a thing to that, and there's a thing of I would like to give credit to LA Knight. It's just that yeah, he has like his moveset is made to make you like yeah, go along with it and kind of like it's kind of like a hype moveset. It's not a high flyer or technical or anything. It's like a to get you hype and every move when it's gonna happen. You see it coming,
Yeah.
but give him credit for knowing how to get his ass beat.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that people should also just like, man, that guy knows how to take an ass whooping. How about that?
Yeah.
So again, I just thought it was good. Thought it was good.
Um, I'm gonna go four. I'll go 4-5 just because again, I feel like this four way is a way that you could have had Roman win clean without the bloodline going into it, and then I just feel like Roman needs something without the bloodline, and I think that's something that's kind of it's a running thing that's been happening for a long time, and in my opinion, and in general, it's like it gets to a point that's like yeah, Roman can do it by himself, and there's three other guys that could cause each other their the match, and Roman can capitalize on that. So that's my only gripe with it is the fact that they always have to have the shenanigans and stuff like that. When this match, honestly, you could use the three guys that's in the ring for the shenanigans. Beyond that, match was good, match was solid. Everyone had their spots, everyone had their looks and everything like that. And again, RKO's everywhere, and our Orton looks fucking amazing in this match as well. So I go 4-5. Match number three. This was a four-match pay-per-view. United States Championship match. You have Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens, and this one ended in a DQ.
I think for the story of their rivalry, it made sense because the when you point out the fact that that's the same ref from the other match that Logan Paul had, and he's used to his shenanigans, it would make sense that if he saw that guy again, he'd be like, "Hey, wait a second,
Yeah,
something's up." So there was a lot of, and again, I gotta give him credit for a lot of smart story decisions, and I think that's one of the better things about the this Rumble and why I didn't mind it not being so long was like it everything felt like it had story to it that made sense. I was
yes,
like, that well goddamn, all right. And then even though AKO lost, it was like, damn, the ref was still on
but
point.
did he really
Like you could
lose?
have just like it. You couldn't have been. No, I'm just saying, like in realism, you be sitting there going, if you're KO, you be mad as hell because not because the ref did his job. It was
Yeah.
I would be mad because oh, you choose now to do your job.
Now you see everything.
You knew that guy was a scumbag, and you choose now to do. Damn it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yes.
like that type of deal. It's like you couldn't have just looked the other way for one sec, literally 1 second.
Yeah. The one
So
time.
like the one time, but literally 1 second. He saw that too. So again, I think the major factor for this match was the story, and then again, it was the physicality because he whooped that man's ass.
Yeah.
I'm just not even gonna lie. KO whipped that man's ass.
Yep.
So
As deserved.
thank you. This
As
one though, I'm gonna give it a 4.25.
I'll go four. Well, I liked where. Actually, I'll go 4-5 as well. I like where it went. I like the whole thing, and then I think Kevin Owens is really the winner because he got to punch him in the mouth with the brass knucks.
Hey, just
So
saying.
the real winner is Kevin Owens in our hearts. Also, I gotta give credit to Logan Paul because he looked like he was concussed.
Mm, mm.
He was like staring off with them and they did the interview afterwards. Well, maybe he was. There's a chance that he
I,
probably was concussed,
I
but
mean, probably not because you would have probably heard something
yeah, but
by
he
now.
was like staring into. He was like staring up and staring like away and stuff like that, like legit, like the signs of being concussed and stuff like that, which is
I
fine
mean,
because he got hit
he
with
does
brass
know how to
knucks.
do it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, he is a boxer.
there you go. So
Does know how to do it.
it was good. I thought it was good. So yeah, 4-5. And then our main event is the men's Royal Rumble match. Um, we kick off with Jay and Jim Uso,
Jim Uso. Yes, sir. Yeet, yeet, and no yeet. I'll
and we
take
had
it.
them as our podcast cover.
You
I
had
actually
a minute and 30 seconds. I think that's the time between each. 90 seconds? What
yeah,
is it?
90 seconds. Yeah,
90 seconds of yeet versus no yeet. I mean, obviously, this is a WrestleMania match. It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, I agree. It has to be a WrestleMania match. Billy Lee versus Jimmy Lee. I think it has to be done. Um, I really loved the beginning of it. I thought it was a great way to set it up. It's a great way to get your people's minds on it too. And now we really want to see it. I 100%. I do not see this card match being on the card unless one of them gets hurt. Um, so I hope this happens, and it was a great beginning. Um, this Royal Rumble was smooth as well. Like I don't have a favorite of the Royal Rumbles. I thought they both were great. They both did their job. They both did their thing, and they both had like they both had the great ways to showcase people. And I think this one did all right. And so they had the one big surprise, which was Andrade, and everyone else was kind of like maybe he'll be in, maybe we won't. Especially with the NXT people, you kind of had a clue that the NXT people would be in there. So, and the ones that we kind of said that there will be in the Royal Rumble were the ones in the Royal Rumble. I would have, I honestly, just because of his hype, I would have given Trick Williams a spot in this Royal Rumble
Yeah, I
just
would
because it
agree
was
with
in
that.
Florida. And that's the thing. Also with the women's Royal Rumble, you gotta also realize that they're in Florida. That's NXT hometown, so they got pops. They got pops. So like legit, like the NXT people got that reaction that everyone wants them to have, and that's the one
Mhm.
thing great about it. Um, so
Where were
one,
they on Friday?
hmm?
Do you know where they were on Friday? Were
They're
they in that
also in
area?
Florida. Yeah,
Because they were the roof was going off when Trick came out on Friday.
yeah, they were in Florida. Yeah,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
what's the Florida? Yeah, they were in Florida or New Orleans. No, they were in Florida. So one is Jay, two is Jim, three is Grayson Waller, four was Andrade. Nice to see him back. I'm very happy to see him. Um, we're always big fans of Andrade, so we look forward to see where he does. He did tease where he signed today. Oh, yesterday. Carmelo Hayes was number five. Six was Shinsuke Nakamura. Seven was Santo Escobar. They also had like a little brief introduction of the two. 8 was Karrion Cross, 9 was Dominic Mysterio, 10 was Carlito, 11 was Bobby Lashley, 12 was Ludwig Kaiser, 13 was Austin Theory, 14 was Finn Balor, 15 was Cody Rhodes, and he's the one that won. Bronson Reed was 16, Kofi Kingston was 17, Gunther was 18, Ivar was 19. Braun Breaker came in with vengeance on 20, and
Hmm.
he did his thing. 21 was Omos, 22 was Pat McAfee, 23 was JT McDuggan, 24 was R-Truth, 25 was Miz, 26 was Damian Priest, 27 was CM Punk, 28 was Ricochet, 29 was Drew McIntyre, and Sami Zayn closed out number 30.
So the thing I think I have to give the credit, just like the women's, was the story stuff. Because you look at the who came in at what number.
Yeah,
The men's was more direct in keeping the storylines like
yeah,
going.
they
Because
did a good job
you
with that.
just said think about the numbers you just said and who came out in order, and it's like Truth, Miz, JD, freaking Priest, and then it transitions to like Punk. You know what I'm saying? But it's the way it's going, the way
Yeah,
it was going. So this person's definitely gonna be in the ring while this person's here, barring they get eliminated immediately. So again, you get to have R Truth and JD and and have them interact. Excuse me.
yeah,
You have them interact, and then you because also you had Gunter in the match still.
yes,
You had Dominic still at the time. So then you got to have that moment with the tag, which I think was the best moment in the
that
match.
shit
That
was
was
hilarious. Yeah,
tag me, you freaking and again
the John Cena
why
build up to.
but like dude, it's why I say that these two rumbles went off without a hitch and they were so smooth. And this is like almost the entire night.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the way they were operating. And that's kind of why I can't really complain about the show being only four matches because for some reason it just feel like it was a magic number where If somebody was after this, or if you squeeze one more match in between,
Yeah.
if the magic of the universe would have just made that match not as good as everything else. I just feel like everybody had their perfect spot, and if you, it was like dominoes, and if you mess something up, it wasn't gonna fall down when you push that one at the top. That's how I feel, right? But almost every single storyline that's going on in the men's division had some type of little payoff, little interaction. They had the meet face off. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yep.
You had Kofi and Kaiser. It's a some not it's a story. You saw Gunther be disappointed when Kaiser was outside. Like that's placement. He had to see him for that to take place, and that's what I'm saying. Like it, I could see it's people, anybody, not just people. I mean, like if you wanted to complain and go, the numbers were too, like the placement was too obvious, I could 100% agree. But when you do it right, this is what you get.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I think this one is a five. I give it because again, just how smooth everything went. It's unfortunate that Punk got hurt, but also remember this as well. You watched the match, you couldn't really tell. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say I knew. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Some people who are more into it because they're like, oh, something's wrong. Because when you look at it in retrospect, you go look at it and you go, oh, that's interesting that he's holding his arm and not his head.
Yeah.
Because it was Drew's DDT, and hence why Drew has the fantastic picture
Yeah.
of him in front of the gravestone with CM Punk's WrestleMania dreams. But again, like it was so smooth the entire way through that even an injury I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I gotta give it credit.
And that injury happened like towards like right in the end when
But the,
Drew did the double
yeah,
hook DDT.
but here's why I would say it could have even shown more because then they had to repeat. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
They did the thing that they did last year where him and Cody had a full ass match at the end.
Yeah. And he went at it.
And again, I'm saying if your boy was like hurt or limping or that boy, I'll give him credit. That boy good. I didn't
Yeah.
see it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It was good.
And also, hopefully, that means it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Uh,
wish any ill will on
he
that
is
man.
out for 4 to 6 months.
Okay, I'm just saying. I don't
So
wish any ill will on him. I hope he has a speedy recovery. But
same
I'm just
here. Same here. I think he's extremely happy to be back in WWE. I think him working with the NXT guys and stuff like that. I think that's why, like, a big reason why he's back. But is also like just he looks like extremely happy there in that spot he was in. He was great and
and he was
everything
looking
worked.
good. They mentioned on commentary he was
Yeah,
looking lean and a little. We didn't have Booker T to go. He's looking jacked,
yeah,
but he was looking all right. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
I think they did a great
he
job.
was in a good place.
I think everything was placed really well. Like 1 and 2 being Jim and Jay was perfect.
Yeah,
I think
I was feeling
you
that.
got teased 100% of WrestleMania match right there. And then just the stare down, the stare down he has, he especially, and then Jim himself was fucking hilarious throughout the whole
Throughout
fucking
the
match.
entire,
He was
yeah.
trying to team up with everybody, and everyone fucking kicked him in the
If
head, and it was fucking, it was
if
fucked up.
you put your if you notice, if you started to beat up on Jay,
Yeah,
he was right there, just like, yo, what's good? What's good? And
yeah.
then got turned down every
He
time.
tried, he tried to knock him over. He tried to read Gunther. He tried to hit everybody.
Freaking Ivar, he got spun
Yeah,
around. Jesus,
yeah.
it was
It
good.
was
It
hilarious.
was good.
It was great. And then Jay, then our true spot with JD McDuggan, he throwing him in, and he got eliminated right out was fucking hilarious.
Mhm.
But yes,
And then and even when Miz got in and Miz tried to eliminate Dom, and he saved Dom.
yeah,
Bruh, come on, like, dude.
he didn't get the credit he deserves.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He needs to go in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah,
Still active in the Hall of Fame.
like
Give
Rey
him three
Mysterio.
rings. Yeah, yeah. Give him three rings. I'm
There
just
you
saying.
go.
Give him one for Low Jimmy.
Yeah, I'll go 5. Like I think again how they've been balancing the Royal Rumble matches, how they let people get their spots in and still have kind of matches and still kind of showcase a lot of things and it was fun. It was a lot of fun and you saw a lot of good spots and everything. And then I give Braun Breaker, like, he stepped
Yeah.
up and he fucking killed it.
Hmm.
They're
Yes,
100%
bro.
saying, oh, he was 100% like Lesnar's spot, like he was supposed to have Lesnar's spot, and like the people that he eliminated was pretty much Lesnar's. I was extremely happy it was Braun Breaker that did it,
Yeah, I agree.
because it was a spot that he needed. Like, honestly, that he's ready for the main roster. So now you just gave him that push for the main roster.
Hmm.
So depending on what you're gonna do with the world title or the universal title, wherever Cody's gonna go for and things like that. If you watch Raw last night, there was a lot of hints and back and forth with that, but I kind of see something going on, and we will talk about that after the show. But just in general, like Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble, kind of just point directly at Roman Reigns. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, go 5 as well. Overall show, I give a 4.75. It was like nearly a perfect show for 4 matches on a pay per view, and everything was great. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, I think I agree with that score.
Yeah,
Stay up there flawless.
yeah. I have like the one match that's like 4.25. So yeah, I'll take a quarter off of it. And it was a great start for WWE pay per views. 100%.
True. But
Um,
I think that's just them keeping that ball rolling. Because last year, I think, we, see, we don't have it per year to like reflect on what we thought. But I think just by feel that maybe last year might have been our highest scores.
Last year's women was the higher score than the men's.
No. I'm talking about in terms of history
Yeah,
for the year
yeah,
of pay-per-views.
yeah. I'll agree
I
with
think
that.
I don't know if 2022 we scored higher, but I think our highest and like ratings for the pay-per-views or PLEs or whatever, they were all at least like a 4. At least maybe 4.25 also.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Maybe I'll look back and see and make a database of it. So it's good to have our history of shit. So
Hmm.
see what's something to do. Yeah, Royal Rumble. Watch it. It was fucking great. Um, let's go to podcast we listen to. Matt Riddle's on Chris Van Vliet today. Definitely check it out.
Okay, because I heard last week him on Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Was it Kurt Angle? Yeah, it was Kurt Angle. Yeah.
So I definitely would check it out. I gotta listen to that. I didn't get to. I think Minion was telling me about it.
It was either Kurt Angle or Busted Open. Damn, now I'm forgetting.
I'll tell you right now. And I think he was on Kurt Angle.
He's on Kurt Angle. Okay. Okay.
He talked to Osprey. Because Buster Open was mostly WWE stuff this week. Last week.
Oh yeah, because they had the like their little scrum type
Yeah.
of deal where they interview people and stuff. And they had Sam on the panel. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Rhino was also on Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, that's right. Did you send me that video? Was it Zelina and Bianca, and she was talking mess to Rhea, and she was like, Rhea was like, "You don't have your powers if you don't have your chancla with you."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was at
So,
the Bust Open thing.
Moose also on Chris Van Vliet. That was a really good interview. Definitely check it out.
Okay, all right,
Yeah, Matt Riddle was on Kurt Angle.
gotcha, gotcha.
I think Jericho had someone on it too, and I know the Cruz was on this week, so I saw
Ah,
Cardona
yeah, yeah,
retain his title.
Yeah, Matt Cardona brought that up. Yes, sir. Was that not yet, right? Him versus Ultimo, not yet.
Nah, it's coming up. I
Okay,
think it's next month.
I think I might want to pay to watch that.
Um, yeah, I want to see that match. It's on that. I have a site that usually gets those pay per views up.
I understand that, but
Yeah,
I kind of just want to pay to watch Ultimo Dragon
yeah,
fight Matt Cardona.
yeah. He's like, you're not taking my belts. Oh, Nick Nemeth is on called Talk is Jericho. Fridays.
Okay, cool.
So I gotta listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet. All right, and we go to the wrestling retrospect, and it's my pick. And I might go. Let me make sure I didn't pick him. And we go from there. Did pick him. Did we pick Dusty? No. Checking if we did go Dusty. We did not pick Dusty Rhodes.
Okay.
I'll go Dusty Rhodes.
Hmm.
I found some matches while looking for Magnum TA, and I was like, huh, go Dusty. Let's go
Makes sense.
Dusty Rhodes.
Makes sense.
Keep it NWA. All right. That's it. This wrap up. This is the Wrestling Battle podcast. Thank you for listening. You catch us everywhere on Spotify, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. Or Mark the Mic. Also TikTok, Mark the Mic. I do a lot of random posts on there, so definitely check it out. And follow Wrestling Week.
Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Egg. That is Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. That is YouTube. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out.
Yep, yep. Peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the jinx.